MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell said his Thanks-A-Thon would be a 96-hour live stream and that he would probably stay up the entire time. To be fair, staying up as long as possible is something Lindell does often because even he doesn't want to put his head on one of his lumpy pillows. So far, it's not a 24/7 live marathon, it is a daytime event looping his documentaries between autobiographical rants on Jesus, jail, and the stoled election.
Alabama's got something only two other states had that they, Alabama's got something only two other...
Two. This is two, Mike. That's three.
Alabama's got something only two other states had that they, very, very bad in Alabama.
Tom Selleck's slow cousin kicked off the Thanks-A-Thon at what he calls the biggest broadcast place ever with this.
Brandon, are you there? I guess he's not there. I wonder if I'm live. Yeah, can you go check?
I have plenty of wild unicorn Wanks-A-Thon footage throughout this, so be sure to stay tuned. Plus, I review the latest and stupid from Eric Trump, Aaron Rodgers, Don Jr., and more.
I'll tell you what, I've now learned a lot about election and cyber world and the fake paper world. I mean, that's all I've lived for a year now.
Yeah, boasting about your cyber knowledge while you're fumbling with an iPhone to join your ramshackle dumpster fire broadcast with one bar, a dyed mustache, and no brain. Congratulations, Mike. You're now the craziest religious dude on a plane since 9/11.
But I'll tell you what, all that knowledge, I can look at this and say, it is, I want to say, foolproof.
Since many are shopping, Don Jr. used the opportunity to plug his dad's book, tweeting, "Want a great book for the Trump lover in your life? Well, here it is. You're welcome." Naturally, I had to reply, how can you promote a picture book with a straight face when the other actual presidents wrote books with actual words? Hey, remember when Diaper Dawn had the RNC spend $300K on thousands of your ghost-written liberal privilege books to fake you onto bestseller lists?
I go, Mike, you've been so brave and MyPillow and all this and that. I'm going, I don't have a company.
Right.
Number one, I only fear the Lord.
No, you fear truth, logic, science, reason, liberals, and elevators.
Tell them, or send them pictures of we wear my cross in a crack house.
That again.
Tell them, or send them pictures of we wear my cross in a crack house.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I'm going to talk about when we marrying my cross. We marrying my cross in a crack house. Thanks for tuning in.
Be a uniting. I believe that. You're going to have people that are...
Yes, the guy that can't figure out how to put his phone on silent is doing a 96-hour event to showcase the stoled election.
When I owed money for football bets and stuff, and they come to break your arms or whatever, and
gotta love how Mike drops in having your limb snapped like it's nothing.
And this is what you don't know. You don't know who they are. You kind of know who they are.
If someone shows up at your door specifically to break your arm, you know who they are. It's because they said, if you don't pay by Friday, we will come here and break your arm. How is this confusing?
Went out to California to do a movie. It was a scene in a movie or a commercial. I can't remember the part. I think it was a long form commercial, but it was in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. Right in Hollywood. There was
This guy's memory is so blasted that he can't remember if he filmed a movie or a commercial.
35 people. If you're ever on a Hollywood set, there's camera guys. There's guys that wardrobe, that you have all these things lined up.
People that hold the microphone.
Oh my God, it's pretty wild. And anyway,
in this moment, he's looking around at his dumpster fire operation. There's no wardrobe. He's got Brandon in his JCPenney suit. There's just a camera on a tripod. There's no sound department. We know that. And their internet stream constantly goes down. And it will go down here. It already has a few times.
But there's like 30 or 40 of them. And I'm doing my part, and I go just like a subliminal thing. I go, and this goes like this: vote Trump, and this guy vote Trump. I was saying like a joke, like a subliminal, yeah. Right? Nobody laughed.
Mike, saying things out loud repeatedly is not being subliminal. Inadequate to produce a sensation or a perception, existing or functioning below the threshold of consciousness.
Why would you have to get a shot? Hello? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my whole life. Ever! You already had the stuff. Why would you want to get a shot?
Dumbest thing I've ever heard? The guy you're trying to put back in office spent billions on a wall, suggested nuking a hurricane, and injecting disinfectant. Donald Trump's plans made Dr. Evil putting lasers on sharks like okay kind of normal pitch on Shark Tank. That's how crazy he was. Also, Mike.
A, they probably don't live in the state anymore, obviously. Or B, they really did pass away. Or D, they've already proved that, people don't get it over and over and over again, right?
Right.
It's the dumbest, it's nonsense. Nonsense.
Yes, they do get it over and over again. That's why I need a vaccine and a booster. Natural immunity isn't enough. Suit on a chair. That's what a lot of this live footage is so far. It's now come out that Eric Trump used a burner phone for the events on January 6th. For those not sure, a burner phone is a cheap disposable cell you get so you can use it anonymously, or so you think, and then throw it away after. The best part about Eric Trump crying about his burner phone is that Eric Trump still doesn't realize he's a burner child. Eric who? Tiffany who? That's your mom? Yeah, I think I took her to Pound Town once or twice. You're saying we're related? One of the top organizers of the rally that preceded the riot reportedly ordered others to use cash to purchase burner phones that were used to communicate directly with the Trump family and White House officials. According to the report, the phones were used to talk to Eric Trump, Laura Trump, and White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. Eric Trump finding out that cell providers can get the info from his burner phone is as awesome as when we witnessed Chris D'Elia, whatever you want to call him, that guy, when he found out that girls can screenshot his Snapchats. Just
This team, it goes out far and wide to all these great organizations and great people on the ground, grassroots. You got to show your ID. Do you know there's a time you had to show an ID at Target, and probably still is, to buy cough syrup? I was so mad there that one time I had to buy cough syrup. What are you talking about? 50-some years old that time, and they buy cough syrup.
get your grassroots MyPillow cough syrup now.
We'll have the public vote. Where has the most crime been committed and the biggest cover-up? Was it Arizona? Was it Georgia? Was it Pennsylvania? Was it Wisconsin? Was it Michigan? Well, I got news for everybody. I'm sitting in the middle of everything. I think it's almost exactly equal.
Mike Lindell wants the public to vote on cyber election fraud using computers.
Right, exactly. I'm going to show you guys what a bot and a troll are here. Now, see, they've got these hidden here. Okay, let's see here what we can get here. Okay.
Come on!
I mean, you can almost click on. Let's see here.
Again, these are the people spearheading this cyber security election stoled investigation.
Okay, here we go. So you get down and you see. I don't know if you can see this up close. When you go to somebody's thing and you go and there's just big circles and there's 3 of them and they don't have friends. Okay, maybe you have 2 friends. You go down and you can see. And they try and engage, and they'll say something bad. I can spot a bot and a troll a mile away, but all you got to do is click on their profile and go down. Now here's a real profile. You have. I don't have good.
I want to know what Mike Lindell considers to be normal things you would see on Facebook.
I was in a hotel, and they didn't have water, bottled water.
Oh, they didn't have bottled water, but you could turn on the tap.
And obviously, I've never, ever taken a vaccine. I know many people, millions that won't, but I want to say this.
The only reason Mike Lindell is alive to talk about these things is because his parents vaccinated him. This goes for all people pushing that narrative. Absolute bucket of unicorn wank. Green Bay Packers quarterback Karen Rodgers has COVID toe, a casual name for something medically known as pernio or chilblains, which is a condition that causes symptoms such as discoloration and lesions. Ugh. It can be extremely painful. It turns the toes purple, and it's the reason Karen had to leave the field a couple times during the last game. Rogers is competing in the unvaccinated stupid bowl, and since he got COVID toe, he's now nearly beating Marjorie Taylor Greene for worst feet. Nearly.
I used to sit and my friends, we'd stay up all night drinking back when I did drugs. I'd say, you know what? The end times, I read about it in jail. Look at this in Revelation, Mark of the Beast. Money will become obsolete. Okay?
Says the guy desperately trying to sell as many pillows as possible.
You know, if that's the case, I might want to go out and get it just so I could go like you got crooked Canada up there, that Trudeau who doesn't do anything, people can't go into Canada, you know, unless you've, I don't know how much, he's still very strict in there. I don't know if they'd ever lift the restrictions. Well,
you hear that, Canada? You are crooked for requiring vaccines for entry. All these countries require vaccines for entry. You know what other country does? The USA.
I've been going up to Canada since I was 11 years old, and you know, haven't been able to go the last couple of years on an annual trip, and probably that ship might have sailed. You know what I mean?
MAGA tears. I would never subscribe. No heart. MAGA tears. Librial. Let go Braden to you, dude. MAGA tears. You won't be on to run your mouth much longer. MAGA tears. Mike's least trying to do something for our country, unlike you. MAGA tears. First and last time I washed this. MAGA tears. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and check me out on Spotify. I've played in 35 countries. I've done several theater and arena tours with Jim Jefferies. I have 3 albums there. You can stream them for free. That's a pretty sweet deal. Also, you can support the show by checking out my merchandise. You can grab an ABD, a Stoled, or a Channel mug. They go fantastic with those MAGA tears. If you want to have a friend roasted or congratulated, I do personal videos on Cameo. Thanks again for watching. Life's short. Have fun. Be cool. Be kind. Take care.